If you have a job, you're going to have a regular paycheck, whether it's every 2 weeks or every month, depending on the country you're in. That is going to be able to afford you to pay for whatever you need to start a YouTube channel, whether it's gear or anything. Now, I'm very big on not waiting until you're ready and not waiting until you have all the gear, but it's still going to be able to afford you to live. And you're not going to be desperate for you to just make as money as fast as possible because you already have that safety net of a job, but it's going to fund your YouTube channel that can just, or fund your life that can grow your YouTube channel with the right ideas in mind, and not being scared of having a video that flops or taking it too long to take off, or just having a YouTube channel that doesn't make money for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Because the reality is YouTube channels usually don't take a few months to start making money, but instead take more of a few years. And I've seen this time and time again where big YouTubers or big channels that are selling products and making great money with their YouTube channel and are very passionate about what they're doing, took them 3 or 4 years before they started to make any money. So if you have a job when you actually do that, it's all right. You can actually last for 3 or 4 years before you make money. And then after a while, eventually you might want to leave your job, and you could do that. But you're not going to do that before you actually make the money. But how do you actually do that? There's a ton of people that don't have the time. Now you have to choose what you want to do, because chances are you're going to have to do work during the day. So you're going to have to film either before going to work or after work or during your break at midday. All of these options are viable. You might even want to just film on weekends, but if that's the case, it's going to take you a little bit of time, because you won't have that time during the week, so you have to do that for maybe every Saturday morning or Sunday morning or during the evening, because you have to find the right ideas. That's very important. You have to find the right time to film where there's not too much noise. All of these parameters come into play, and if you plan your videos during the week and maybe you don't want to film because you probably are going to be too tired, then you can do the filming on the weekends and then the editing later on during that day. For me, the editing doesn't take a ton of time. And if you have a job, chances are you don't want to spend 3 or 4 hours editing a YouTube video. It's just super hard to do. For me, editing my video takes me maybe 30 minutes at most, and most of that was during the intro. Now I don't even script my intros though, so it's even faster. So the simpler your videos are, the more consistent you're going to be able to have or to be, and the more you're going to be able to have some free time to do other things, because you don't want to just work your job and do YouTube. It's very hard to stay consistent if you do that. You will want to do some other things. Now, some of the time that's going to happen because you're late on schedule. You want to make sure that your videos come out, especially if you're doing twice a week, or even some people do it once a day, and that's even more. And so sometimes it's just going to happen, but some other times you might be able to just film your videos and then go out to do something else. Maybe it's going to do some sports, whatever your sports of choices. Maybe it's music, maybe it's something else. For me, I do a ton of different sports, and I wouldn't be able to give that up. Now, if you can give some things up, like going to the bars every weekend, then do that, because it's not going to help you at all, and you're going to be able to be way more focused. YouTube is going to take some time. It's some work. So if you're hungover from last weekend, it's going to be hard. But if you're able to wake up early on weekends and still do that, or maybe you're able to do all the work during the week, then that's great. You're able to film from Monday to Friday. You find the ideas, you film 2 videos, and then you find the ideas for the next week's videos. And then you have nothing to do on the weekends apart from just having free time, having fun, taking care of your kids if you have kids, or doing sports or anything that just is more interesting to you or important than doing some things that you don't necessarily want to take time off. So YouTube is fun, it's important, it's all of those things, but if you have kids, I can understand that you want to spend time with your kids rather than to YouTube, but it shouldn't take away from making the YouTube videos. The hardest part about YouTube and social media or running a business at all is you don't have somebody telling you to do that. So if you don't find a time for you to do something, and every single time or day you're going to do that, and you don't give yourself a choice, then it's going to be way easier to stay consistent. And there's been a ton of studies around this where taking decisions take a lot of energy, of brain power. So if you don't give yourself a choice and you know that on this day I'm going to find some ideas and put my bullet points of my videos, on this day I'm going to film it, and on that day I'm going to edit that, and you never ever change that, then great, you're actually on your way to have success because you don't give yourself a choice. If you say, maybe tomorrow I'll film and then I'm not really quite feeling right, so I'll put it on until the day after, but then the day after you have something else, that's when you start to not be as consistent because you're giving yourself a choice. If I'm tired, I'm filming. And I don't film every day, but if I know that I have to schedule my video, or I know that I have to find the ideas, put some bullet points, the scripting, even though I don't really like that word, but the scripting of my videos, or the filming, or the editing, if I decide that on that day I'm doing it, I'm doing it. So today I have to film, well, I have to film. Not that it's hard, but some days you don't want to and you still do it because you don't give yourself a choice. This time, that day, I'm filming. This time, that day, I'm scripting my videos. And when I'm done doing this, I'm going to edit my videos, do the thumbnail, and put it out. And it's not coming out the same day, but schedule it so it comes out next week. So I'm filming this a week before the video actually comes out. And sometimes you're just going to have some things that happen. That's just part of life. And you decide that you're going to film on Tuesday at 5, and on Tuesday at 5 or 6, let's say, you have something going on and you just don't have the choice, but you have to be at some place. Then obviously you're not going to film on that day, you're going to film the next day. That can happen. You can't have this happen every single time, but it can happen from time to time. That's okay. If that happens, don't beat yourself up, just do it. But that's also a reason why I like to film a week before, because if my videos were to come out the next day and I didn't film for some reason, then the video wouldn't come out. Last week I had some things that were happening. I had my wife's birthday. It was 2 weeks ago. I had my wife's birthday. I couldn't film. That was alright because I still had some time to film my videos after, so I just filmed it the next day. Everything was fine, the video was coming out on time, and I still had 2 videos coming out that week. So make sure that you have as much simplicity as possible, as much consistency as possible, and plan ahead so that you don't skip a day if something happens. You want to also create videos that people want to watch and are searching for. So all of these how-to videos are doing very well, not because you're just spitting out facts, because people can just go to ChatGPT, but if they want to learn more into depth and you're actually solving problems and you're actually in the trenches and you're doing something that some other people want to do. When I first started YouTube, I would have loved to watch somebody that was actually in the trenches and had over 100 subscribers, and telling me what I could improve in my videos. And in fact, I have a link in the description which you can just click on, and so that we can talk about your channel, look at your channel, and see what direction or whatever you need help with, I can help you do that. So make sure you click on that if you're interested. But the point that I want to make is, when you have a YouTube channel that is solving problems, people love to see that. Again, I would have loved to see somebody that was telling me what I should do when I have 5 subscribers, 2 subscribers, 10 subscribers, because I see tons of channels that are out there that are telling people, well, if you're only getting 50 views per video, then make sure you do this, or I know what it's like to get 50 views per video. And I was like, yes, but I'm getting 5, not 50. So when you see a channel that's actually in the trenches and knows what it's like, I remember what it's like getting 0 to 5 views. I've lived that not too long ago. I clearly remember when I was filming, what I was filming, how I was doing my videos. And when I look back at those videos are bad. And that's a good thing. That means that if you watch your first videos and they're bad, that means that you've improved, that you've gone through a process. If you look at your videos from 6 months ago or a year ago and they're about the same as you're doing now, then there's something that you're doing wrong. You're not improving all the time. You're not doing yourself a service. So make sure you improve your videos, but also make sure you make some videos for people that want to watch. If you have a video idea and you go on YouTube, you search for that idea and nobody's made a video about this, or there's 2 people that made a video and they're getting 50 views, it's probably not a good idea to get that video. Even if you want to make that video, you're not making videos for yourself, you're making videos for other people. And that's something that a lot of YouTubers that just start out are struggling with, and I struggled with this myself. You have a great idea, you want to make the video, and you make that video and you get no views. And the reason is, one, you're just starting out, so it's harder to get views, but also you're not making the videos for the people that want to watch. You're not having titles that are intriguing. I see so many people that make videos that don't have a reason for people to click on, even if they're their target audience, even if the video is great. If you just watch a video or you see a video, you see a title and a thumbnail, and there's just a title of a song, who wants to watch this? Who's going to actually click on that? There's no face in that video. Nobody knows your song, so there's no reason to click on. There's so many reasons not to click on that video, and that's all the people are searching for. That's everyone inside their head is wondering, should I actually click on that video? And if they hesitate more than 5 seconds, or more than 3 seconds really, they're going to click on another video and watch that other video. So make sure that you solve somebody's problems, help them in some sort of way, and that way you're going to be able to get more clicks. So you're helping yourself, but also you're helping other people. Just help other people as much as possible in your videos, but also in the title, the thumbnail, the intro, everything about your video. The other thing is, you can, and I consume content all the time, but if you haven't filmed your video for this week, or you haven't filmed your 2 videos for this week, then what are you doing consuming content? You should actually film that video, get it out, or at least schedule it for the next week, or whatever your schedule looks like. For me, it would be next week. And then you can consume content. Don't ever consume content if your work on YouTube hasn't been done. And this is not just content for YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. It's also for Netflix. It's also for whatever else happens in your life. Sports, you name it. Don't ever consume if you haven't done your job that you need to do. And your job is YouTube. It's not just your 9 to 5, it's also your job on YouTube. It can be hard. You're coming home from work, you decided that tonight I'm filming that video, and then you feel tired. Film that video anyway. Sometimes you're going to be tired. You just have to put in that energy for 30 minutes while filming the video, and that's it. Even less than that. Some people film 10-minute videos in one take, so it only takes them 10 minutes. I can't do one take because I have to look at my notes, and I'm working towards it. I'm still not there yet. But it takes me about 30 minutes to film a video, get everything ready, and that's it. And then I just have to edit the video. It takes me 20 to 30 minutes, and I'm done with that. Make sure that you actually film your content before you watch somebody else's content. The biggest excuse out there is perfection. Maybe you think that your background isn't great. My background is green. How does that look great? It's not. That's alright. I just put some lights because it makes it a little bit better, but if you don't have lights, just do whatever you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Perfection is the enemy of greatness because you're trying to improve, and it's just a way of procrastinating and saying, my sound isn't great. I started just filming with my iPhone. My background isn't great. It's still not great. It's all of these things. I'm not quite ready. I have this going on. Work is a bit hard these days, so I really want my videos to be perfect, so I'm not going to film today. That is the enemy of succeeding on YouTube. If you chase perfection, you're not ever going to put a video out, or you're going to put a video out every month. That's just not enough. If you just decide that your videos are going to be as good as they're going to be, you're just going to film. And a great technique to do that is just saying, I have 1 hour to find my idea, have my bullet points, film my video, and edit my video. I have to do that in an hour, maybe 2, let's say 2. Because if you decide that you have as much time as possible and you have a week to film a YouTube video, it's going to take you a week. If you have an hour, it's probably going to take you an hour. If you have a year, it's also going to take you a year. So no matter the time that you allocate to filming a YouTube video, you're going to do it within that time. Now, obviously, if you're filming a video that's 30 minutes, you at least need to be filming for 30 minutes. But if you give yourself too much time and you're going to chase perfection because it's just the way it is. And there's a law that I can't remember the name of the law, but if you spend any amount of time around productivity videos, you're going to find out that no matter the time that you allocate towards a specific task, you're going to fill that task up. So give yourself 2 hours and get that video out. That's the biggest hack to not be able to chase perfection. If it's done in that 2 hours, then you're not filming it again because it just has to be out in those 2 hours. And if you have any questions about YouTube, just click the link and we can look at your channel and see what you can improve on that channel. Consistency is going to teach you what works. Not only is it going to build your muscle of speaking on camera, make it very easy to speak on camera, but also it's going to teach you what works. When you put out a video and it gets 20 views and all of a sudden you get one that gets 70 views, that means that that 70 view video is a good video and you should lean more into that. Don't just make that type of video, but make a lot of those, and also still try to test things out. And over time, you're going to realize that those type of videos people don't want to see, those do. And it might do well on another channel, but it's not doing great on yours. However, these ones actually do well on your channel and your audience finds them interesting. So you have to look into that and find that those videos are doing well on your channel, and that's what's making your channel grow. While still testing some other things, because otherwise you're just stagnating at a single point and you're not improving. So do more of those videos that work, less of the ones that don't, but still try to test things out and see if something else takes off. Now, if you're working a 9 to 5, you have some income. So you're not chasing that as much as possible, but it's great to be able to make an income from YouTube. And if you hate your job, you probably want to replace it. If you love your job, then it's also great because you still want to make some money off your side hustle that can eventually become a real business. So it's going to take time, it's going to be over time. I implemented the things that can help you on your channel very recently, and that's just a stepping stone onto something greater and greater and greater. So the more people I help, the greater it is. I'm not doing that for very much money, but still, it's just a great experience to be able to talk to you guys. And for you, it's going to be exactly the same thing. You're going to start off with some stepping stone that's going to be able to lead you into knowing your audience more, helping your audience even more, and making an income. And the things you first start off with will grow into something different over time, and that's a great way to go about things. Just growing in one direction and just being better and getting your things to be better and better, and probably more expensive as well as you grow over time. So your income is going to grow over time. Don't stress into it. Don't try and make this as fast as possible. Don't try and cut corners. It's just about learning more about your audience and helping them as much as possible. That's what I try to do. That's why I don't charge that much money to help other people out. A lot of people charge thousands of dollars. I don't do that. And I don't do that right now. I might do that in the future. So don't think too much about other things that go on. Just your income will grow over time. It's super important to say that it grows over time because YouTube is a marathon that you want to run in a sprint. So you want to stay consistent, not miss a single upload, all of these things. So you're kind of doing it like a sprint, and maybe doing 2 videos a week, 3 videos a week, 1 a day. So it's kind of running it like a sprint, but also expecting to take it 10 years or 5 years at least to grow your YouTube channel into something that's meaningful. I mean, it's still meaningful when you have 50 subscribers, but even more than that, you're impacting more people in a great way. That's going to take time, and it's also going to take time to replace your income, or at least, double your income if you want to stay at your job, but at least replace your income if that's what you want to do. But that takes time. That takes 5 years. So at least 5 years. Some people take longer, some people take shorter, but I think 5 years is a great way to aim. So it's a marathon, not a sprint, but you still want to run it like a sprint. So it's very different than you would run a sprint or a marathon, because you're doing both at the same time. Now, sometimes you don't get the views, and that's all right. And that's why I made this video, why you should upload even if you're not getting any views. That video got a ton of people super happy about the result and what they learned in that video. So hopefully it will help you as much as it helped those people. With that said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.